G'day guys, hope you're well. I'll just getting it so that yeah, I'll just wait for people to jump in. And when you do get in, if you can hear me, can you please just type yes? Just let me know that you can hear me, please. Yeah, or I'll mute that. So just yeah, if you'd let me know, that'd be great. All right. Hope you're well. Definitely cooled down. Okay, you can hear me loud and clear. Excellent, thank you. Cool. Well, what a week, huh? It has been yeah, very, 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 very good. Okay. Now we are above 10,000 now on Bitcoin, obviously. I want to take you through and show you some of the things that I'm looking for at the moment. It's really, really good what we're seeing here. But yeah, we always start here with the top 10 and work out from there. And today will be no different. By the way, if you've got any friends and family that are now starting to ask questions about crypto and trading and who to use and all that sort of stuff, then please, feel free to send them this link. Get them over to us. Get them over to FTX. Obviously, all the details are below in this video here. Importantly as well, I know that FTX are working on some bits and pieces there as well, which is going to be very good for us. I'm looking forward to seeing that come out. Of course, this is brought to you by FTX. I'm the one taking you through this scan. But this is an FTX type event. So guys, what I want to do is just start, now there's a few people jumping in here, start with our top 10 and work back to our perpetual futures contract list. And I will say, last week I had the best trade that I have had this entire year. Now that might not come as too much of a surprise when you look at Bitcoin, okay? Look, we've been speaking together. We've been in this for about 3 months now, you and me. And, we had a pretty good run last year, obviously, right? Last year we saw this fantastic whooshka, very, very strong move there on Bitcoin from 30, it was low, up to 14,000. And it happened radically. Like that was a period of time of basically 2 months where you did like gee whiz, 5x, yeah? This year, however, has been relatively lackluster. We saw this move up through here, got some nice trades out of that. All right, I did not take this sort of cradle short here. That quite possibly could have been one of the better ones to that point. I did not take that. And now it was messy through here until we broke. Even when we broke, after that run, it's been a little bit messy. But we now have Bitcoin above 10,000. I think we're going to see the dinner bell ring a little bit when it comes to the mainstream media. Of course, you and I have been in this for a while and we love the space. And of course, we are, I would suggest that we are probably long-term bullish. Things like Bitcoin, of course, whatever other alts that you decide that you want to hold at the time. But the rest of the world does tend to forget. They forget about things. Oh, is that Bitcoin? Excuse me. Is that Bitcoin still around? They will say. Of course, what's going on around the world at the moment? Man. What's going on in America right now? I don't know whether it's going to help or hinder Bitcoin. I just wish it would stop. I wish they'd find a solution to it because it seems to be pretty negative. Everything's negative. But it could build into people going, you know what? We've got to find something else because the S&P has just gone bing, like nothing has happened. And lots has happened. And let's not forget about COVID-19, the virus that locked us all down for a few months. It seems to have just been eliminated from the press cycle. All these massive protests going on around the world, not just in the US, but all over the world. I'm worried about what it's going to do if, when, not if, because it's going to happen, when a second wave of the virus comes back through. I think it's going to be really, really devastating. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. What virus? Look, there is a virus there. It is killing people, and that's a fact. So I'll leave it at that. Okay, so top 10, you can see it's a little bit mixed at the moment. You can see here Bitcoin had a great day yesterday, and a lot of that climbing actually occurred towards the close of the day, which is around 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. You know, an 8% hike. Don't forget, I'll show you through this real quickly. Look, this is the daily candles that we're watching. ETH has run hard. XRP, it's had a move, pretty slow this year though. Bitcoin Cash, bit of a move. BSV, not done much. Litecoin, bit of a move. EOS, bit of a move. Binance, bit of a move. Cardano, knocked it out of the park. So Cardano and ETH, the two biggest movers. Ethereum Classic, not so much. Tron also had a really good move there as well. Now, if you consider as well what I just took you through, it's been sideways for a while with Bitcoin. I wrote an article yesterday at mickey.com.au. You can go and have a look at about my theories as to how we as a market right now can get Bitcoin above 10,000 without new money having to come in. And it's the profits from these types of moves. You look at ADA BTC, that's a big run up. People will take profits. Where are they taking profits to? Back to Bitcoin. Anyway, whether that played out or not, we have certainly had a fantastic run. Let's go now and have a look at the FTX margin pair list. Right now on Bitcoin, we jump back to the 4-hour here. Okay, any pullbacks to 10,000 have got to be looked at as potential opportunities if the chart structure is correct. Problem that I've got here is that Bitcoin just shot up so quickly that there's not the greatest of chart structure out there at the moment. Bitcoin for me at this stage, although now back in an uptrend on the on the 4-hour, also in an uptrend on the 12-hour, and now in an uptrend on the daily, being this is a higher low, this is a higher high, it does look overwhelmingly more bullish than bearish. I just can't find a trade there just yet, but we will get them. We will get them. Okay, Ethereum. There's been some absolute cracking trades that we've been putting out there in the Trader Cobb community. Look, Ethereum is one of these ones that I've had a lot of people in my in my community asking, where do I move my stop to? How do I do this? Why? Well, you know the strategy, guys. Let me just take you to back here. Little bullish candle in that cradle zone, pulling back to an old level. Look at that. Pop. Straight in. Look, you would have had to wait for a little while. Not too long. Whammo. Now, if we just look at the reward to risk on that, with this little puppy, to there, roughly, that's a 9-1. Okay, so if you're going to risk $1,000 on that, if you don't scale that, that's $9,000 right now. If you did scale that, that'll be 5,000 USD to where the price is right now. Now, I'm showing you this not because it's a strategy you don't have, it's because it's a strategy you do have. You could have taken this. Did anybody who's watching now get that trade? Anybody get it? Move lower while I'm waiting for this to come through. Okay, I traded Fibonacci strategy as well. I just want to see if there's anything going on here. No. I wish. Well, you got to be around more, brother. Okay, ETH perp right now, the time frame that I like is the 2-hour. I wanted to pull back into here in that cradle zone from these highs running through here, whether it be this one or this one, should be looking at this high here to this high here. That would be convergent. Okay, so that fits the box. I'm putting that in the list. I want to see a pullback into this cradle zone, preferably back into that level. And if I throw the fib in to help me out on that, I'm just going to go from here. Yeah, in and around that region would be good. Good on you, Shane. Doesn't matter how much it was, mate. It's a good trade. You start small, you grow from there. Well done, mate. Okay, let me get rid of some of these levels that are no longer relevant, as there was no trade set up. Here was my... excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold that I'm dealing with. Here is my trade of the year so far. All right, how do I bring... There we go. Right. Let me bring it back so you can see it. Higher low, higher high, pulling back into the cradle zone. You know the rules. Now let's see where we are. I scaled out a couple of times, so I don't have a huge position on anymore, but the move itself, 30 times. So again, $1,000 in. If you don't scale, I did scale. I'm just giving it to you simple math. That's 30 grand back. If you're trading off $100, that's 3 grand. Did anyone get that one? Is anybody in the Trader Craig community, the Slack group that I've got there? Because I post a lot of stuff in there. That's been an absolute doozy. This now represents where my stop loss is right here. So a very, very nice run. But where to from now? And look, last week was really good to me. Last week was really good to all of us that know how to trade the strategies that I use. Because I just set up. I mean, we had breakouts. We had lots of cradles. Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. My daughter's 5th birthday, Charlie. So I couldn't take any of those trades. But geez, they sure did set up. Right now it's in the list because I'm managing the trade. If it does anything, I would want it to see it pull back a little bit further or extend on. If it gets that cyclicity back like it's trying to here, high, low, high, high, low, higher, high. If it gets that back or possibly, no, there's no flat level there. It's just got to sort of kick on again. It's got to get going. It's not there yet. Algaland. Reference point line. I'm actually going to do that. Third test there for a Bitcoin breakout trade. Just checking here. Okay. Sorry. Slack, thank you very much, Matt. Last week. Bugger, Aaron, that would have been a good start, mate. Missed the start of the move. No worries. Hopefully you got something of it if it fits your rules. There's nothing there. I mean, the 1 hour Algaland. There's 1, 2. Look, I've got to pop that in as a breakout possibility. Alt perp, another one. Yesterday was all about the 8 hour, right? The 8 hour candles. Problem was a lot of them were really bloody big. Nothing just there. We'll keep going lower here. Okay, 2. It ain't too bad. Thanks, Aaron. Mate, the best thing I did was create it. I wish I had had that sort of community when I started. That's the whole point of me doing it. Love it. Yeah. It just accelerates the learning curve. Look, I could put that in, but you know what? I'm going to leave that for the time being. I don't want I don't want too much in that list right now. You got Priv, sweet. Yeah, we'll look at that in a minute. Cosmos. Yeah, I can go past it. It's pulled back into that cradles, and what we see time and time again. So, you guys, having gone through that 4-part series of the course with FTX, you'll be seeing what you recognise as a cradle zone and cradle pullback. So, there's a lot of them. Boom, in. We've moved. Doesn't mean there's always a trade there. You got to remember that we've got to be careful. We've got to be cautious. We've got to follow all the rules. I mean, look at this one on Bitcoin Cash. Check this out. That pulled back in. It was a relatively big candle. Probably not the one that's going to stand out to you as the best ever. But look at the move. So again, just that pullback there is just so powerful. Go, Dennis. Balial. It's the Slack groups. Yeah, it's a community where I send out content, videos, that sort of thing. It is a paid group, and it's only for people that have been through all of the strategies that I teach, because it's there for it's a community of people that are all trading the same strategies, and I don't really want it's got to be those people that are there. Oh, look at that! I just noticed that. What time was that? 6:45 a.m. That's why I didn't get that breakout. Check that puppy out. Did anyone else get that? 1, 2, 3. Higher lows, convergence. If you've got the strategy there for the Bitcoin breakout, you wish you were up early. No worries, mate. Okay. But now is the now. We've only got now, as we said in the course. It's only now. Okay, let's jump out of here. We'll leave Bitcoin Cash for now, and we'll just keep chugging along. Because don't forget, what I want you to take from this is not just the watch list that I create. I do this scan across all 3 of these lists, all right, every single day, 5 days a week in a group, all right? Now, the idea here is that I don't want you to copy me. I want you to learn from me. I want you to take the experience and create something for your own. So I want you to be doing these scans. And as I said before, you got that good stuff, Clint. As I was saying before, last time, if you want this watch list, just email my team. It's admin. Actually, let me just write it in here so you can't. Admin at tradercobb.com. Just say Craig mentioned the FTX perpetual watch list in his scan, or whatever you want to say. They've got it. I've given it to them. They know what to send to you. They might even send you the rest of them. I don't know. But anyway, just ask them, because there's your list. All you got to do is what I'm doing and going through and methodically looking for opportunities. Binance, we'll go lower here, because I'm here to teach. I'm here to educate. I don't necessarily want you as a client for life. I want you to take what you need and then move on. Look, I'm just not too excited about Binance at this stage. I was watching this morning for a potential breakout. It just didn't give me everything that I wanted. Of course, then it went. But you know what? I'm not too bothered by that. You can't win them all. You can't catch them all either. BSV's yuck. Bitmax, no. Doge's still got some work to do as far as I'm concerned. You still look at this consolidation through here. We haven't really gotten through it. I'm going to reference point that line. It's not perfect, I know, but no, it's not peachy, and I've got plenty of profits right now, so I'm going to be extra cautious. Got to keep what you got first, right? Dragon, we spoke of it last scam. What a cracking market. Beautiful trend, nothing too over the top. Steady buying activity here. Did pull back. It just got a bit messy on that pullback, which is a bit of a shame. For me now, it's more of a higher time frame pullback. As a matter of fact, the time frame I'd love to see it pull back on the most would be the daily, but it's not there yet. So when it does happen, if it does happen, you'll be informed. EOS, this for me was the one that got away. At 10 o'clock in the morning, which is when that candle closed and opened, I was I was putting training wheels on Charlie's bike. We bought her a brand new bike for her 5th birthday, and I was putting training wheels on the thing. Now, that was a trade I've been stalking for quite some time. And of course, again, a bloody good move. It's not there yet. Again, I mean, it's fantastic because it was a fairly obvious trade, and many people got it. As of right now, let me just see what that level actually is. Is it? Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can forget the back there, but if I run it through here, we do have a bit of resistance there. EOS, back to 4. Nothing there on EOS just yet. And yeah, good point that Adam's just brought up. When I talk about the community, it's not a tipping thing, nor is this. This is to show you what we can do to help you to be the best trader you can. I very rarely do I say this is the trade I'm taking. You make your choices. My objective is for you to be really good at trading. That's it. I'll do everything in my power, and the mentors and the people, the traders around me, will do everything in their power. That's all. Ooh, exchange perp. Oh, I've been wanting to get on this for a while, hey. Horby's moving better than Binance at the moment. If you have a look at the numbers. Higher low, higher high, starting to move on. I really, really like that. Let's go. Again, beautiful. Look at that pullback. This was from a while back. Look at that pullback in to that zone. Look at that. I mean, they're your rules, guys. That's why you've got them. I hope you printed them out. Move above. Pull back, higher low. Really good. It's just divergent right now on that 4. So we'll go higher. Nothing there. We'll go lower. Nothing there. Horby. Ooh. Oh, that's right. On the 8 hour, the 16 hour wasn't perfect either. That's bang on, Adam. That's why you're a mentor, mate. You know what you're talking about. Through here, or whatever it was. No, it was the 8 to the 16, wasn't it? Oh, I can't remember. Either way, I know some got it, some didn't. I didn't. Through here, again, a classic breakout looking trade. Just wasn't perfect. Didn't take it. But that can sometimes coincide with the cradle in its own right, like it did here. See? Boom, higher low, higher high, pulled back. Flat level, bonus factor. You've got the rules. Boom. Lovely move. That was a trade that you could have had. Yes, there is a little bit of resistance running through there. You would have got 1-to-1 before there, which fits your rules as well. Just waiting for simple things. This is not Rocket surgery. This is straightforward, simple, structured, checklist-based trading. Nothing on Horby. Leo. Nope. Link. Really was hoping to get a pullback on Link today into this 4 hour. Unfortunately for me, it's not done that. A little bit, hey, how you doing up the top end. I don't like this chart structure. See how it's like it's a bit, and even through here, I like that smooth, follow the bouncing ball type scenario. It's in my list for that pullback, and I stand by it. If it does pull back in, I'm keen, but I'll probably just take it out now and reassess, I'd say, in the morning, unless we see something drastic occur. Litecoin, another one that pulled back into the cradle. Big candle moving on. Nothing right now for me. Matic. Daily, pull back a little bit deep. There's a daily candle there, as you can see. Not too keen there. Mid-perp. Beauty. Look at that. Yeah, that's it. Elysium. A lot of them are a little bit wiki, and I'm going to do a video on slippage for my community, and look, I'm going to share it to the broader everybody, really, because I think it's something really important. I know that I've got to teach people what it means to be a trader, what it means to get a bid and an offer, because people, I think, get confused, or not confused. I think they expect to always get the price they've asked to get filled at. And that's a misconception. If it's foreign exchange, yeah, highly likely, because the liquidity is huge. The pools are massive. The liquidity pools in crypto are not so big. And the further away you move from the top 10, let's say, the sort of more narrow or more thin those liquidity pools come. Now, we want to make sure that we're trading markets that have good liquidity. So let me show it to you really, really quickly. I'll do it at the very end. Let me just make a note of that liquidity. And I am going to follow it up with a good video to help everybody out, and I'm hoping that we'll put that everywhere. I think we will. Mid-cap perp, really nice here. Higher low, higher high. 2 hour looking beautiful there. Pull back into that cradle zone would be lovely. We'll pop that in. There's no doubt about that. I have no problem with doing so. Okay, B. I always feel like Will Smith when I come to this one. He says OKB, right? Yo. God. Oh, dad jokes. I'm 36. I feel like I'm 21, but I don't sound like it, do I? Gee whiz. And I just said gee whiz. Fuck. Out. Gotcha. Nearly. Woo. 1, 2, 3. We got resistance coming in here. I want to see it extend away. Boo. And then pull back. It's not there yet. OKB is cool with me. It's just got a little bit further to go in my view. Shit perp. A little bit choppy up there. Can leave it, Tomo. Not much going on there with Tomo. Don't like it as well with that big spike. Not so keen to say that. Trade that. Here is probably the trade of the weekend. This one was at Sparrowfart in the morning at 2 a.m. But that's okay, because this one set up again at 10 a.m. Entry at 2. Very, very strong move there. Again, simply by following the rules that you have, that I gave you, there's a big profit. Question, would it be safe to say that higher time frames on low cap coins would reduce slippage? Well, absolutely. If you're risking $1,000 on a trade, actually, I'll come back to that. I'll do a little demo on it now, then I'll do a full video specifically for that topic. Because, you guys know that, yes, I trade with FTX. I do use this platform. I use this platform because the orders are really good. Do I want to see more liquidity? Of course I do. Everyone wants to see more liquidity. It helps me with my fills, but it also, if there's more liquidity, it means there's more people in the space, which means my investments do well and my business does well. So yes, I've got a lot invested into everything to do with this space and trying to build it. XRP, not really that interested. But there's a way to understand, and it's the same when I traded, certain futures contracts in traditional markets, The question about is it important to focus on perp or anything. No, this will work on anything. So you can trade it against Bitcoin. You can use options. There's, you can use the Bitcoin, the bulls, the bears, all these different products that FTX have. It doesn't matter. The end of the day, no matter whether you're trading an options contract or a futures contract or a spot market, trade, at the end of the day, you've got to get direction right. Okay, and it's not just about getting direction right; it's about the time period. So these strategies will work on any market, on any market and any time frame. I'll leave that for crypto, right? Don't forget, 14 years I've been trading traditional markets, and I just moved onto them and came to crypto, and it works straight away. There's a reason for that. It's just price action. So it works on any of those Bitcoin pairings, as well as any of your options contracts, as well as anything at all. It doesn't have to just be futures. There's just good liquidity in here for me, and I love it. Okay, so let me just take you through this one. This was a trade last week, a Bitcoin breakout trade, but here's what happens often, as we covered in the course. Often it can pull back and give you another entry. This is what occurred. So look at this beauty. If you were around then, 2 in the morning, you would have got this on the 4 hour. Otherwise, you could have taken that on the 12. What I was talking about is what I talked to you all about in either a watch this video, put on Buy FTX, or in this scan. I told you all about this level, if you're there and you're watching. It did set up, it did break, it did move. No worries, Crypto J Bro. Hope you're safe there, brother. It moved very well. Took a little bit of a, hanging out, then pop again. But here's the beauty of it. The next day, let's say you didn't get this trade, pulls back. Well, what's that? It's a bullish candle in the cradle zone, right? Sure, it's late at night, but it is there, all right? It is there. You look at the 8 hour now. That 8 hour candle, well, what time was that? Well, the next candle opened at 10 a.m. That's essentially entry above the high, stop below here. If you were happy with that, look at what you got. And by the way, before you say, well, hang on, you might have got stopped out. I know you didn't, because look, excuse me, low, 643.2, which means your stop would go 643.1. So, did this level low hit 643.1? No, you stayed in. Second to that, again, yesterday, up we go, pull back in, 4 hour or 8 hour bullish candle in the cradle zone. What did I do? Yep, I took it. Boom. My 1-to-1 was hit this morning. Well, I took a little bit more than 1-to-1. I got out up here. I've locked in another profit. My original stop was here. Now, with a higher low, my stop is there. I've locked in good profit on the first trade, good profit on the second trade. Guys, it's not hard. It's complicated because of this. Okay? This makes it hard. It makes it complicated. Once you spend enough time learning that it doesn't need to be strange, you set the rules, it makes it a lot easier. Theta, I'm waiting to see what we get from this puppy. It's still too young of a contract for me. And then we're back up the top. So trading doesn't need to be complicated. You've got to make it as simple as possible. That's what I do anyway. A couple more questions. Sorry, what line can I not see on your MACD, mate? Am I colorblind? I only see what would say is a blue line. Is it the 12? Oh yeah, okay. So that's a good question. I took away the. I've only got. What did I take away? The signal line? I can't even remember what it's called. If you have a look, I took away the signal line. I just have the MACD line. Just takes away any confusion. It's look, I felt naked for a long time by not having both of them, but everyone else was like, well, I'm happy, so I took it off and eventually got used to it. I'm an old dog. It's hard to teach me new tricks, but it did make it easier. I'm only using MACD for convergence or divergence, so for me, one line's plenty. Again, my whole process, I used to, when I started trading, have the 10, the 20, the 50, the 200. I'd have the stochastics and the MACD. Now I've got the 10 and the 20 and just the MACD line. That's it. Less is more. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking for. I don't need to have lots of things to tell me. It's all about price action. More questions. 14 years, dang, I was hoping to retire. Mate, the good thing about it is I kind of had. I was sort of spearfishing and going for surfs and paddling twice. When the conditions were good, I was diving twice a day some days. But it does get a little bit boring being young and in that position. I wanted to do more, had kids, and kind of needed to get myself an office. Now, bloody COVID's got me back at home anyway, but you get my point. Another challenge was needed. Does the mentoring program teach all 3 strategies? Does the mentor... Oh, look, we've got mentoring. It's separate to the trading strategies. So we've got courses. We got one-to-one mentoring as well. Does FTX pay out perps in USD or Bitcoin? USD, for which then you can change into BTC. That's what I do. If Mr. Jono 89, you get a 10% discount by signing up on the link below in this description bit here if you want to do it, plus a full walkthrough of how to raise your orders if you're a bit unsure, and how to use the risk management, all that sort of stuff. Okay, beauty. Well, let me take you through the watch list now, and we'll wrap this puppy up. A lot of questions this week, which is great. The interaction's fantastic because you ask me stuff. I can help you while I'm here. I can't help you when you're not here. So in my list right now, privacy or priv perp. I'm long a couple here. What am I thinking at the moment? Look, if it pulls back into here, would I take another trade? Sure. I've got every trade. People go, oh, I'm adding to the trade. I don't. I'm not adding anything. It's another trade in its own right. I manage both of them separately. It's very simple. They've both got the same stops now. And now I've got a very solid position with no risk. Cardano, just waiting for that opportunity once again, I mean, it can come in many different shapes and sizes. I was really hopeful that we keep consolidating. Oh, excuse me. We may still do into this level here. What's been happening with the markets it's been relatively slow during the day, and then it's wound up in the afternoon, evening. And this morning, for example, it also kicked into another leg. I'm liking these lower time frame trends. You look at this 1 hour. Oh, I'd love to see a consolidation there. But again, the 1 hour is fine. And you see some everyone pull back in. We're looking for cradle trades right here if you haven't done the rest of them. Tron on the 2 hour higher, low, higher, pull back into here would be lovely. Zilliqa, oh, wrong one. Where am I going to? ETH perp. Again, looking for that pullback. Whether we get it or not, I don't know. But geez, it's a lovely trend. If I get rid of that fib, make it really clean. Look, higher, low, higher, high. I just want that to go back into there. Give me a small bullish candle and let me on. I'd love that. Love that, love that. Just going to have to be patient. Algo perp. Looking at this on the 1 hour, I've got test 1, test 2. Need to push up into there for a breakout. There's a lot more to it. Sorry, I'm sort of speaking this to people that know the breakout strategy as well. If you don't know the breakout, let it break above and look for that pull back in. Much the same as what we saw back here. Broke above, pulled back. That was the tightest stop, and away it goes. Excuse me. Okay, where was I? And finally, mid perp. A pull back in again, that 2 hour would be ideal. Now, before I wrap this up, I know it's been a longer one, but there's been lots of questions, and this is something that I want to help out with right now. If you're going to trade the 15 minute, well, this is mid perp. If you're going to trade the 15 minute, like this little cradle here, just as an example, and your stop's going to be, what's that low? Say, just call it $2. Make it simple. Call it $2. You got a $2 stop, and you're going to risk $1,000. Just again a number, just a round number. Then you're going to need a lot of contracts because you're fitting 1,000 into a really tight range. If you're going to risk $1,000, but your stop loss was $20, you wouldn't have as many contracts. So you got to remember, when you're trading, you've got to have a buyer and a seller for the trade to occur. All right. So, and what's happening is people are coming in and they're going, "Well, I didn't get a fill." It's like, well, then there was no one on the other side, and they get upset about that. And again, it's not because they're bad people. It's because they don't understand. They don't know. So I will do more detail on this, but it's like rocking up to your local markets with 6 tons of bananas, and you go, "Well, I want to sell all these bananas, and I want to sell them at this price," and the market goes, "Well, I don't want them. I'll give you, I'll have a kilo, but I don't want 6 tons. Let's say you sell 1 ton for your day at the markets. Are you entitled for somebody to just like, the guy or girl that just decides to fix everyone's problems, rocks up and goes, "Hello, Barry. There's, X amount. That's how much do you want for these bananas that you can't sell? Oh, there's an oversupply. I know the prices should come down, but I'm going to solve your problems. I'll buy them all from you at the price you wanted." Well, that's not going to happen, is it? And that's the same with your bid and your offer. If I'm going to sell you that 6 ton of bananas, there needs to be someone who wants to buy that 6 ton of bananas at the price. It's a supply and demand thing. I will do a lot more detailed video of this so you can work out what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you on those lower time frames. But what I want you to understand is this. If I go to Bitcoin as being the most liquid market in our space, what is it going to be now? Probably $200 billion marketplace right now, yeah? And you look at it, you look across something like Jitperp. Look at the difference of the candles. Okay, this is going to answer your question 9 times out of 10 whether you can trade it or not. Look at Bitcoin. All right, let's look at a different period on Bitcoin. See how there's no like little, like it just flows. I know it's not trending. It's not about trending right now. It's about each candle opens more or less where the other one closed, and so on and so forth. It flows through. Okay, it all flows through. Now, because Bitcoin's the biggest market cap, and you compare that with something like Shitperp, see the chart looks a little bit different. Okay, see how it sort of doesn't look quite so good. Look, closes there, opens down there. There's a gap there. In a full 15 minutes of trading, it's done pretty much nothing there. You get to look at these things. Look at Bitmax, for example. That's one that you shouldn't be trading on a 15 minute. Look at that type. Look at that chart structure. That's one of the rules is about chart structure. This tells me that there's probably not a great deal of liquidity on this one at the moment. So I'm going to leave it. There's visual representations of thin markets that will help you, and I will do a video on that and show you the order books and exactly how you can not necessarily avoid, because I get some slippage too. The bigger you trade, the less products you can actually really get the size position you want. I'm not there yet. I'm not at the position where I've got any issues with it. It's just I'll work for the most part inside of that top 10, but I can show you the tips and tricks that I use to make sure that I can avoid slippage as much as I possibly can, which within my power, I should say. So a couple more questions. On your credit course, it was cool. One of the other courses, enjoying the mentoring, but things are tough here. My business is dead until the lockdown is over. Yeah, look, I understand, mate. It sucks for a lot of people right now. Sorry to hear that, mate. I hope it comes good for you soon. Got up early this morning, saw a lot of setups in the charts that have already pumped. There are created trades there on the time frames I was looking at, but I didn't tick all the rules and have missed all. If it didn't tick all the essentials, you didn't miss anything. Don't forget that. A move occurs without you. It doesn't mean you missed anything. I like it. The signal line did confuse me sometimes. Cheers, mate. No worries, Shane. Hey, guys, listen. This was a long one, but it's been good. I think we covered a bunch of points there that I think are important as well, aside from just looking for trades and doing a scam. So, guys, if you're going to look at those markets, if you're looking at this time frame and it's a smooth flowing trend, you can trade it. You probably won't get too much slippage because you're trading a smaller position. If you're down in these really low time frames, your position's going to be bigger, which means that your order's bigger, which means that you've got to have more on the other side to get in or to get out. Be aware of that and keep your eyes out for the video that will be with you at the end of the week, showing you exactly what slippage is all about. I love trading the 1, 2, 4, 8, 12, 16 daily when I'm trading most of those contracts. If it's the top 10, I'm pretty happy to go down to, the 15 minute, mostly for Fibonacci booster trades. Anyway, have a good one, guys. I hope that helped, and I'll speak to you again very soon, guys. Bye for now.